On your knees, you don't belong here. The officer's roar echoed off the storefronts, freezing every passerby mid-step. A woman covered her mouth, a man lifted his phone, the red light blinking as he filmed. The black man's cheek scraped against the sidewalk, his forearm pinned yet marked by a Navy SEAL insignia. The badge of sacrifice was in plain sight, but the cop pressed harder, eyes blazing with contempt. Pain twisted across his ribs, but his stare cut into the crowd, steady, unshaken. A teenager whispered, "Why isn't anyone stopping this?" The street itself felt caged, tension spiraling tighter with every breath held back. The officer's grip tightened, his knee digging deeper into the man's spine. "Answer me or I'll break you right here." His voice dripped with rage, but the man didn't flinch. He drew a sharp breath, the kind born from years of training, not fear. Around them, the small crowd swelled, cell phones rising, eyes widening, a mixture of horror and disbelief. One bystander muttered, "He's not even resisting," but the officer snarled back, "Shut your mouth or you're next." The man's thoughts flickered briefly to the endless hours underwater, the nights in hostile zones where silence meant survival. This pain was nothing compared to that, but the humiliation cut deeper. He could feel every stare pressing into him, branding him as guilty before a word was spoken. His hand curled against the concrete, tendons straining, a silent reminder that he was not powerless. Then came the first pushback, not from him, but from the crowd. A woman shouted, "He's a veteran, look at his arm." The tattoo glistened with sweat, ignored by the man holding him down. Tension spiked higher, the moment teetering at the edge of eruption. The officer raised his baton, eyes narrowing with cruel delight. "Let's see how tough you really are." The crowd gasped, a ripple of panic rushing through them. The baton came down fast, but in a flash, the man shifted. His arm snapped upward, steel meeting flesh, catching the strike mid-air. Gasps turned into shouts as he twisted, forcing the weapon free in a single, fluid motion. The officer stumbled back, stunned. The man stood, chest heaving, eyes locked on his aggressor. "You should have asked who I was before you touched me." His voice cut clean through the chaos. Phones captured every angle as the officer lunged again, but this time the reversal was brutal and precise. Within seconds, the cop was slammed against the hood of his own cruiser, wrists trapped, body pinned. Cheers erupted, a tide of vindication washing over the street. The man's control was measured, unshaken, the mark of someone forged by harsher battles than this sidewalk. Sirens wailed as backup units screeched to a halt, officers rushing out with hands on their holsters. For a tense second, the street held its breath, until the man calmly produced a leather wallet, flashing a military ID. "Lieutenant Commander, United States Navy SEALs," he stated, voice steady. The younger officers froze, their eyes darting from the badge to the pinned cop. One finally stepped forward, cuffs in hand, and snapped them around their colleagues' wrists. "You just attacked a decorated war hero in front of witnesses," the backup officer growled. Murmurs turned into shouts, the crowd chanting, recording, streaming live across social media. The disgraced cop was shoved into the squad car, face red with fury and humiliation. An ambulance arrived, its flashing lights washing the scene in irony. He was the one needing rescue now. The man released a slow breath, adjusting his shirt as the crowd's applause swelled around him. Reporters pushed forward, microphones raised, but he didn't grandstand. Instead, he turned his gaze to the bystanders, ordinary people who had just witnessed an officer abuse power in broad daylight. "Respect is not a uniform," he said firmly. "It's earned by how you treat the people in front of you." His words landed heavier than any strike, silencing even the loudest voices. The handcuffed officer sat slumped in the back of the squad car, shame etched into his face as the cameras captured every angle. The SEAL walked away, steps measured, leaving the flashing lights behind. His presence lingered, not as a victor, but as a reminder, some truths don't need force, they stand on their own. True strength isn't measured by how loud you shout or how hard you strike, but by the restraint to stand firm when others try to strip away your worth. This story reminds us that prejudice only reveals the weakness of those who wield it, while dignity reveals real power. If you believe respect has no color and justice must be seen, share this story, leave your thoughts below, and subscribe for more.